Hello everybody. I was looking into putting separate surfaces or separate images on single polygons. So here you can see I have just two polygons and we have an image of this puppy, and I was thinking of adding double siding this and having another image of a different puppy on this side. And I was thinking how you went about this was to get this mixer right here, native mixture, and adding this second image and plugging it in like so. So we have, background, foreground, so on and so forth. And of course you won't see this in OpenGL. So let's fire up VPR, and then we take this surface side and plug that into here. So that's kind of what you'd want, except you can see the color's way off and you can kind of see through this. So anyway, I was thinking that's how you do it, but and then of course everything is controlled, this controls both sides. This specular, roughness, all this stuff controls both polygon sides. But let's just turn this off here and that off. So apparently maybe this is the way to go about it, to use a material mixer to get another principled BSDF and go about this a different way. In other words, sending this image over into here and sending this image into this BSDF. We don't even need this anymore, so we'll just kind of get that out of the way. And then running these into B and A, and the material into material, and of course it hasn't changed yet, but then we run the surface side into the alpha over here, and now we get kind of what we want. Now we have further control because we can control the roughness value and specular of this one independently of this one back here, or vice versa. Yeah, but I didn't think you had to do this. I thought it would work with just like I showed earlier with just this mixer thing, but apparently maybe this is the new way of doing this, or maybe I'm just doing it completely wrong to begin with. I don't know. So like some feedback, some comments on the best way to approach this. I think this is probably a pretty good method because you can independently control the reflectivity and specularity, roughness, all that good stuff on so even I can bring up the metallic on one side over the other. So you have these independent controls. Otherwise, this other method, this would be the only one that would control both sides, which in a lot of cases is all you really want. But maybe that's not, maybe what I showed you first, maybe that's not the way to do it now. I don't know. So anyway, anybody's thoughts on this would be much appreciated. So here's a little follow-up to what I previously showed. I've got this paper that unrolls, okay, and the paper has this design on the front facing, but the back facing it's plain, okay. And as you can see, the way this is set up right now, it's just on both sides. It's a double-sided piece of paper that rolls out. So I went about it in kind of the the first method of using this mixer, and you can see that I get the other finish, this finish here, coming through it, okay, which is more or less what I want. Not as dark, but so I was playing around and I thought, well, let me add a invert to this surface side, and I'll invert this and go into here, and now that's kind of what I want, except it's on the wrong side now. But you don't have these lines showing up like you do here. You got, kind of got the color and everything, but I got these lines from this here grid. It's a procedural grid texture coming through. I just want that plain, I don't want these lines. It looks like it's inverted from this grid texture. And you can see I don't have the grid texture now, but it's on the opposite, it's the opposite way I want. So I don't know, this doesn't make any sense. I thought, well, let's just throw in and invert it one more time here. So if I invert it one more time, it really should be what I get right here, I would think. But as you can see, I don't get it at all, and I kind of get exactly what I want as far as this texture goes. I want it to just be a real light finish of this little image here, and I got it going through this color corrector. So it's kind of weird that two inverts equal what this kind of should be right here coming out of here, but obviously it's not. But this seems to work, and I guess if it works, I'll just use it. But again, maybe I ought to just go back and do what I showed earlier with two BSDFs and using that material mixer to make it work. That seems to be maybe the most reliable thing to do. But anyway, that I found that to work. But again, if there's a better way to do some of this stuff, please comment and see what the best way to do this is. Thanks.